listening to my papa and my uncle Polly on the Co and Bro Opinion Show. Stay tuned.
Coming to you live, it's the Co and Bro Opinion Show. Now here are your hosts, Corey Tiez.
He may have advanced illusionary schizophrenia with involuntary narcissistic rage, but he is a very gentle person.
And the outsider, Scotty Williams.
I do my way.
You take forever to say nothing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Co and Bro Opinion Show, our inaugural podcast now right here on My Michigan TV, YouTube, Facebook, and beyond. Looking a little different. This isn't just a sports show. We'll be talking everything and anything.
Everything and anything.
Yeah.
In life.
In life.
Wow.
And we want to hear
Co and
from
Bro.
you down the road. We'll be hearing from special guests.
Yep.
We want to hear your opinions,
Yeah.
comments,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's been a minute since we did our regular podcast,
Yeah.
this regular podcast,
Yeah.
since we were doing the Roar.
Yep.
Kind of took up some time, but
Yeah.
we're back at it.
Back at it.
Every week. You get to hear us right here on My Michigan TV. So, lots to talk about, buddy.
Yeah, so what are we we're gonna have our guest, of course.
We'll have our guests.
We have a special guest. We're gonna have
We'll have our Zoom guests.
our Zoom guest, and we're gonna talk.
Yeah.
And we wanna talk with you guys.
Yeah.
We want to get you involved in the Co and Pro Opinion Show. It's a variety show, so we want to talk variety.
And those of you that aren't familiar with the Co and Bro Opinion Show, we have been doing a podcast now since, I believe, 2020 or 2021.
21.
So this is our going on our fourth year doing the podcast
Yeah.
thing. And we've had some zany characters on our show.
To say the least.
And to say the least. And you'll get to experience some of them down the road. So, yeah, we're just...
Is Sarah coming back?
Sarah's
Do we got to
gonna
get in
come
touch with Sarah?
back.
Sarah's coming back?
Sarah's gonna come
got
back.
entertainment for us?
Yeah. So we hope to have her and of course, our good friend Charlie Kraft,
Charlie.
who subbed for Tony
Yeah.
in on the Roar Live.
Yep. Yep.
He's got a wealth of knowledge in that brain of his.
Oh, yeah, he does.
And,
He does.
He can
does.
talk with the best of them. And
Where's Doc? We got to get Blank back here, too.
we got to get Blank back.
Yeah.
We got to get the Doc back in.
Yep. I got a call the other day. I talked to a young man the other day. You may know him, Desmond. Desmond Fulton.
Okay.
And he's interested in doing a little Co and Bro, coming on, talking his tax season.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
definitely tax
that's his
season.
forte. Shout out to Dez, doing the tax thing. So we're definitely going to have get him on, and maybe even Miss Fulton, Brittany Fulton, the real estate guru.
Who is a sponsor of our show.
Yeah, get her on.
You can catch our podcast on your favorite podcasting
Mm-hmm.
platform, Spotify, YouTube, iHeart. We're on them all.
Yeah.
So many
Check us out.
I've never even heard of.
Subscribe, click, whatever you got to do. I don't know. Just follow us, view us, whatever. Watch us and join in.
Yeah,
We love to
we
have
like to play. We like to play different games. We like to talk music,
Yep.
sports.
Sports.
We kind of keep the politics down.
Yeah.
We like
politics
to
are
talk
religion.
trending topics.
Yeah. Politics and religion.
know.
That's always a dicey toughie. We want people to start throwing stuff at the screen and hating us, and yeah.
Right.
'cause-
We don't want that.
Yeah. Politics. That's something else, man.
We love to be loved.
Yeah, we love to be.
Well, speaking of trending topics, rest in peace, Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
What in the world? I mean, let me just tell you something, Kel. Great actor.
Yes.
But man, when you look at how he died and what the situation was there, it's very sad. And it makes you wonder if something is, I wouldn't say nefarious, but, was there something weird, crazy? I mean, his wife, according to morgue, or the medical examiner, I'm sorry, she died of a hantavirus, a pulmonary system, which is, they say you get that from rats.
Rat droppings,
Yeah.
I think.
They were saying that he lived in a $8 million mansion in Arizona, and you have
Was it
rats?
Mexico?
No, I think it was Arizona.
Okay.
That's kind of sketchy.
Well, the last time I saw Hackman, shout out to Gene Hackman,
Yeah.
one of the greatest actors
Absolutely.
to ever live. And we'll run down a couple of favorite movies, your Hackman favorite movies. I got 3. Yeah, this one, the last time I saw him, like, I didn't see him, but, like, you know, I think it was a New York Post. And this was maybe like 2 months ago. He didn't look good at all.
Well, he had Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't look good at all.
But, I mean, that's a pretty crappy way to go out at
Yeah.
95.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, according to what they think, his wife died first.
Yeah.
And
Where there was no foul play, which was, they said, there was no foul,
well,
which
they
is good.
thought it was
They thought
carbon
it was.
monoxide.
Yeah.
But the fact that they say, I think he died of his pacemaker battery went dead.
Yikes. Wow. Well, he was 95.
Yeah.
95, so.
I mean, that's a long time to live.
Yeah. And
A very successful actor.
yeah, very successful actor. And he, now I don't know his day-to-day living, but you would think that he lived a pretty fabulous life.
Yeah.
You know, a pretty good life. A lot of people would dream to be, you know, an award-winning, actor, such as Gene Hackman, and we want to show our respects, pay our respects, and just do a little favorite movie, your favorite movie, a couple of your favorite movies from Gene Hackman, and, you know, prayers to his family. You know, death is one of those things that you never get over. You just have to kind of cope with it and do the best you can. Right. But yeah, that one was a little strange. But like I said, like 2 months ago, I was like, wow, Hackman doesn't look, you know, he wasn't looking the greatest. And I think was his wife, like 30 years younger. She was like 67 or something like that.
Which makes it even more weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
How
know?
many kids did he have?
How many kids did he
Yeah.
have? Let's see. 3.
3 kids?
Yes.
Okay.
3. Born in 1930. And I'll tell you, I mean, you know, when you look at his movies, I mean, what would you say your favorite movie was with him in it?
He was so good. I have a couple. Hoosiers was one.
Okay.
Hoosiers was one. The French Connection, I think that's where he won his Oscar. I loved him as Luger. Lex Luthor.
Okay.
I
What
loved
about
him.
Mississippi Burning?
I love Mississippi Burning. That was
That was
next.
a great show.
That was a great movie.
I mean, a great movie.
Great movie. I love Mississippi.
Absolutely.
He was great at that. I loved him in The Firm. Avery Tolar. Yeah. I loved him in No Way Out. When you're great like that, it's hard to just peel off your favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to do that. So shout to Hackman. You know, one of the greatest to grace us with, you know, his acting. Yeah, he was in a lot of great movies though. You know,
He was. He was in a lot of great movies.
He was in
when we look back at these movies, I mean, there's some really
good ones. So the best movie according to Paramount, he was in that. The best movie of all time according to Paramount was the Clint Eastwood movie he was in. It's not coming to me right now. Clint Eastwood, Hackman. It was kind of a western kind of. I forget the name of it. What was it called? Let me look that up for me.
How far back was it?
Was it Forgiven?
Unforgiven?
Unforgiven. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah. Paramount considered that like the #1 movie of all time.
Right.
So Hackman was top notch.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's sad to just think that he died the way he did. But
Yeah.
hey, well, I guess if you got it, we're all going to go sometime. And you know, he just went.
Was his wife weeks before or a week before?
Yeah. I mean, that's the crazy
So she was-
thing. He had died first.
He died. Wait, he
I'm
died.
just surprised, though. Don't you think somebody with that kind of money, or you would think that they would have had
somebody
people
there
checking in on him?
on him. Yeah. That's why I was like, how many kids did he have? I
mean, you know, especially with
You don't know the relationship.
Right.
You don't know what's going on.
you don't.
Yeah.
And especially with like Alzheimer's, is such a devastating disease.
Yeah.
The fact that, you wonder what his last couple of weeks were roaming around the house.
Right.
Obviously, he didn't know his
What was
wife,
right.
where his wife was.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that
Excuse me.
that's a
Yeah.
lot of confusion.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that stinks.
Yep.
So
What
else
about you?
did?
What do you got for him as far as movies? What do you think? What were yours?
I think Mississippi Burning's one of my favorite ones.
Wonderful. Yeah, that was a good one.
I mean, to me, he was a great actor.
Yeah.
And you don't see too many good actors like that anymore.
It's with
He
everything.
can play different roles.
It's with everything. It's with everything. No Way Out was great.
Yeah.
He was great at that. I mean, it's just, yeah. It's with everything.
And he played a good villain.
Always. Great villain. He played a great villain. Yeah. He's played a great bad guy. And he played a great good guy.
Yeah.
That's when you're acting, when you can do it all. You can play this, you can play that. Yeah. Shout out to Hackman, man.
Shout out to, what else did you have on the list that we were going to talk about today?
Today is such an opening, opening.
Yeah.
It's our beginning. We feel like we're starting over from scratch here, but you got to go with, you got to talk with stuff that's happened. You got to talk first. You got a new Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, we do have a Super Bowl champion. KC.
No, Philly. No,
that's
KC
right.
Long.
Philly.
Yeah, they beat
Philly.
them.
I keep,
Yeah.
But let's. You were talking
that's how
about
it
why
rolls.
is NFL king?
Yeah. Why do
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
what do you think? Why do you think it is?
The NFL, well, first of all, they print money. The NFL is king
Right.
because it has no demographic limitation.
Okay.
And to me, this is just my opinion. It's the Cole and Bro Opinion Show. All the other sports, they stink. Now, baseball dropped. Baseball is coming back a little bit to me.
Okay.
With the pitch clock and the fan base and the good things the Tigers are doing. Baseball is coming to me a little bit more relatable. The NFL is king because, for the most part, all of the sports, just think about it, have taken a dip. Okay, so let's look at it. Tennis. You're not going to see Nadal, Joker. Those three.
And you really don't have any top stars in there. And right now,
There you go.
it's kind of going through a lull.
Men's, female. Golf is dead. There's no more
Yeah.
Tiger. I don't care what people say. Golf's dead. Tiger Woods carried golf. Basketball, nobody plays until now. The regular season is a total wash.
And I know you love talking about NBA. You know my opinions on that.
Yeah.
I just think it's a
total wash.
It's one of the leagues that just, I mean, other than like the All-Star weekend or the All-Star thing where you have the 3-point.
And that's terrible.
And I watched it this year. It was kind of terrible.
It's terrible. It's no. To me, all the stars are gone from sports. Like, seriously, like, let's start with football.
Okay.
So they had a whole bunch of stars in the 90s and the 2000s. I mean, big name folks that people wanted to watch. Like, NFL still is carrying its tour. It's doing its thing. It's making a whole bunch of money. But let's leave the NFL. Let's go to basketball. So I don't want to watch LeBron James.
Well,
I don't
don't
want to
either.
watch Kevin Durant go from team to team to team to team. I want to watch Michael. I want to watch Kobe. I want to watch Isaiah. I want to watch Bird. I want to watch Magic. I want to watch that isn't in the NBA. That isn't in the NBA anymore. You only have a hand. I want to watch Barkley and Elijah Wan.
Well, the physicality isn't there.
It's just
and that's, to me, what really made the basketball.
Yeah, that's what made it. Football is
You
physical. It's a
had
better
those.
product.
You had those teams that had to overcome. You know, the Celtics
Yes.
had to overcome the
Yes.
Lakers, and the
Yes.
Pistons had to overcome the
Yes.
the Lakers,
Yes.
and the Bulls had to overcome the Pistons. You don't have those storylines anymore.
That's why football trumps it. Okay, like I said, tennis is dead. Golf is dead because it was star-studded. Tennis used to be You used to have 10 female superstars at tennis at one time playing. No, they don't. That's not that anymore. You used to have the same with male tennis. You used to have, even with golf before Tiger, you still had your characters, and you had great golfers. And then Tiger just took it by storm.
Why do you think that is? You think it's now that, 25 years have passed since the year 2000 that basically we have a generation that sports isn't the top thing anymore?
It's not the top thing.
It's gaming.
Yeah. It's not the top thing.
I mean, not to say that it's not fun to play games, but when it comes to and then it's things have changed so much in just 25 years.
25 years, yeah.
I mean, you don't have. I mean, it's been on a slow decline in baseball. With the free agents. Obviously, to me, I think what put everything over in NBA is when LeBron left Cleveland the first time. And they just started a big shuffle. Everybody wants to play with everybody.
It's ridiculous.
And
so nobody's interested in that.
I mean, is there any good storylines other than now Luka Doncic is with the Lakers?
What is that? That's another move. It's another move. You were just in the NBA Finals yourself. Why you got to leave? Why you want to go? It's orchestrated by, because you never know. It's almost like boxing. Boxing is, when's the last time?
Right.
So my point is.
No, I agree with you.
My
Boxing's
point is
horrible.
You had Sugar Ray, Hagler, Hearns. None of that is anymore in any sport. All the big stars and the relatable people are gone. I don't care that Jose Canseco used steroids. He was fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was just fun to watch.
Bonds, too.
Darryl Strawberry was fun to watch. So all those stars, the stars are not there. That's why I always say, the Tiger, they need stars. There's no stars in golf. There's no stars and the stars that are in basketball, you got one or two that really take the game serious, Steph and, maybe some other, I don't know. But there's just no more star-studded stuff in any other sports. Name it. So football, they have their stars. It's a quarterback-driven thing.
Exactly.
And the quarterbacks are relatable.
And unfortunately, you're seeing it seep into the college ranks because nobody stays anywhere.
There you go.
Got football. You got. I hate to say this, but I don't hate to say this. I've been enjoying watching women's softball, college softball, on TV.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
And I know we've talked about this before on the show. Even the WNBA now is getting more storylines to it.
They're trying.
Because now you have the Caitlyn and the Reese, thing.
They're trying to make it very hard.
And in a minute, Juju's going to be in the league.
They're trying to
so
make
you're
it
going to have that.
You got to have stars.
Now, I did say this, and I did say this a while ago, and I know Tony and you kind of laughed at me, but I wouldn't be surprised if WNBA basketball becomes more popular than the NBA. I know you think I'm crazy when I say that, but interesting to watch. I'm not obviously you're talking about a man and a women's sports,
right?
So the athleticism and things like that, it's two different things. But it kind of this WNBA storylines, it kind of is reminiscent of Magic Bird. Now, not to say that they're on that level, but we're talking about women's sports now.
Well, they're trying. They're trying
Right.
very hard to make it relevant.
And it's getting there,
They're because the league has never made money.
They're talking about, if I'm not mistaken, I just read they're going to be expanding the WNBA, and Goris is trying to get the shock back in town.
I don't love the NBA. Like I said, I only love it. I only like it like when the finals. Like I said, I don't relate to these guys. I just can't. I won't. And I don't love the WNBA. So I don't think they will overtake it. You got to they need more help with some more star folks coming. But like I said, they got a long way to go because the league has always been in the red. And they're trying. They're trying to push it. They're trying to do this. I see what they're trying to do with it. But as far as football has been, you can watch it. It's 7 days a week now. It's just king. It's just, if people want to see it, they want to see the violence. They want to see their team. It's just, the players are, it's more of a united front football. You know what I mean? With the teams. It's just not. Other sports, they just don't have. Like we mentioned, boxing. I used to know the horses. Like even hockey, you had Lemieux, and you had. And I'm sorry, I keep going back into this 90, 2000 thing, but you had Lindros, and you just had people that were stars that and they played hard. Like when Kobe played in the NBA All-Star, he played hard. He defended you. Magic and those guys, they played hard. This is just, I don't know what it is. Like, so I think all the sports, and you can pop music in there, is just, everything is down. Everything is down, and football will always remain king because, like I said, people are invested in it. They're not invested in basketball. They're not overly. Baseball's coming a little bit, but golf, tennis, even hockey, it's just not the same to me. It's not the caliber of players. I would watch Patrick Ewing. I didn't like the Knicks, but I watched Patrick Ewing play.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just different.
No, I agree with
So,
you.
yeah.
The star power in all professional sports is.
And people love the quarterback. Yeah, it's just star power.
So I know we were talking about football a little bit, and I know, of course, as you know, we do the Roar Live, and we were been on every week.
We're working, folks.
For
We're working.
The Detroit Lions post-game show.
Too bad.
Yeah. Let's get into this real quick.
Sure.
Throughout the whole league, I won't, dwindle down just one team.
Okay.
You're seeing a lot of players move around, not staying where they were, salary cuts. A lot of different players moving around in the NFL that don't make sense. You see the Bears. They went and they're trying to shore up that offensive line. Deebo Samuel is in Washington now. Aaron Rodgers, don't know where he's going. Kenny Pickett moves to the Browns, and they said, I was reading today that they're giving him a shot at the starting quarterback.
Why?
Right. Myles Garrett says, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to play for a winner, and then signs an extension.
Well, that was all a fraud.
Oh, of course.
That was all the, hey, I need some more money. That's it. That's it. That's all that was. He was never leaving.
Geno Smith.
Why?
Now with the Raiders.
For what? And I like Brady.
Yeah.
What is?
And then DK Metcalf now with the Steelers.
Another diva that needs the ball.
Right. And now who's going to give him the ball? Justin Fields is in with the Jets. I just think a lot of these moves, in my opinion, I just feel like a lot of these moves are just dumb. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The Lions, I know you can say what you want, but I'm glad they didn't sign Myles Garrett. I'm glad that they didn't overspend for Carlton Banks. I'm glad they didn't go out and get big play Slay, who signed with the Steelers.
Junk.
I'm glad Zeitler decided to leave. Listen, everybody has been talking about. You need a big free agent splash. You need a big free agent splash. And I know we're getting into football.
No, football is king. We just said that.
But I want to see Brad Holmes build this through the draft.
Well, he's that type of guy. He's going with.
And I think he's going to do that.
Well, the only thing I think Brad Holmes the only thing I think he missed on was he missed on Micah and he missed on Carter. Everything else has been a hit. I would still take Micah, even though he's a podcast. That's clown stuff. But
because when you look at
what he's missed.
Right. But when we talked a lot about the Lions. But when you look at it, the players that they didn't re-sign, or win elsewhere. In the grand scheme of things, I would rather have that money that you spent for that Myles Garrett got. I would rather use that money in other places. Like, how about building some depth? This is a Super Bowl caliber team that is in the running for a Super Bowl that pretty much got to where they through the season bare bones. I would much rather I would love to see them spend that money and build the depth and build through the draft, especially if you're trying to save money, which it seems to me that's what the Lions are trying to do. Obviously the cap goes up every year, and so they have money to spend. But I'm sick and tired of Detroit teams spending money on overpriced free agents just to get them here. And we talked about it before. It doesn't pan out. Does it really ever pan out when you get, like, don't get me wrong. Would I have paid the kind of money if I was an owner to get Shohei Ohtani here for what he did? Of course, all of his is back-ended. Yeah. He's going to be pretty much paid the rest of his life. But you don't get those kind of deals in Detroit. These free agents aren't going to give you that common courtesy. Yeah, I want to come here and give me a 30-year deal. Bobby Bonilla is still getting paid from the Mets. You know what I'm saying? So you don't see those kind of free agents coming here and giving anybody any kind of deal. So you almost have to build through the draft. And we've talked about this before, even with the Tigers. To me, the Tigers are finally doing what they needed to do a long time ago. Build through the draft. And here you go. You have the top minor league system in baseball.
Just takes time, yeah.
When you look at it, the Pistons built through the draft. In regards to the bad boys, to a certain extent, Isaiah Dumars. The Tigers, there's a prime example of a team that through the 80s.
Yeah.
Whitaker, Trammell, Brookins, all those guys. Morris. These guys built through the draft. And I just feel like, all these free agents, sure, it's nice to have a guy like a Myles Garrett, but hey, listen, who's to say Myles Garrett's had injury problems?
Yeah.
Why spend all your money in one spot and it ties you up to where you can't get a quality backup, or you got to pull from a third stringer or a fourth stringer? And that's what happened to the Lions. The Lions are a great team, and even with the players they lost, I'm not upset about it.
Well,
DJ Reed, to me, is a guy that I think he's better than Carlton Banks.
Well, I never thought any of them were good anyway, that they lost. Davis,
and I'm not upset that they got rid of Za'Darius Smith.
Yeah.
He really didn't do much when he was here.
So I still think you need corner. I'm not sold on running Rakestraw and Arnold out there again.
Right.
But you got to get, but yeah, sometimes it helps.
I think DJ Reed, who they picked up from the Jets, is a comparable to a Carlton Banks, in my opinion, in looking at it.
Did I miss something about him?
Right.
Davis? You talking about Dave, the corner?
Yeah.
I didn't, what?
And then, so to me, that just goes, and you knew in what he was saying about, if they're going to pay me, they're going to have to pay me the money. So you could tell right there that obviously he wasn't all in.
Who, Davis?
Yeah.
He's
said
not
that.
Nothing.
Right.
He's not like he just, you can't throw
and him
over there.
and him going to the Patriots.
Good,
Patriots. Good
have
luck
fun.
over there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Trash bag.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Bye.
We'll never hear from you again. You're out of the league.
Build through the draft.
Well,
Listen,
that's just
Zeitler, listen, Zeitler got hurt. He's old.
That's his thing.
They need to build. They need to find a young guy. They think they might have it in this Manu.
That's his thing. That's the guy, your general manager, that's his thing. He's going to do it his way. he's going to go. I don't think he's going to spend a whole lot of money on. Well, I mean, you can get to the playoffs obviously with what you got.
And
It's just what gets
to
you
me,
over the hump.
to me, building through the draft just means, to me, I think it means that you can sustain longer.
That's always going to be cheaper. Yeah.
It's going to be cheaper. I mean, not flip-flopping back and forth with sports, but
No, that's
you
fine.
look at teams like the Braves, always in it. They've been in it. Contenders, they build through the draft.
Yep.
The Rays do the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
build through the draft. It's actually kind of refreshing to see
Yeah.
an NFL team trying to build through the draft.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Because in the grand scheme of things, build through the draft, you get the kind of caliber player you want, and sure, you can move up and down in the draft. Would I like to see Cooper Kupp come here to play with Jared Goff?
Well,
yeah.
You already got Cooper Kupp, St. Brown. you need a bigger wideout. You need a bigger wideout. You got
Well,
Cooper
as,
Kupp.
as another guy, I wouldn't mind. I mean, with the chemistry that he's had.
Yeah.
Listen, football is a violent game.
It is.
We know that.
Yes.
And I
Very
just
violent.
feel like Brad Holmes is doing what he needs to do to secure depth
Yeah.
pieces.
Well, he's not doing a bad job.
No,
That's
he's
for
not
sure.
doing a bad job at
No,
all.
bad job. He hit on, like I said, the best back in football, arguably with, Saquon and whatnot. But yeah, he's not doing a bad job. You just got to get the free agency thing. To me, is that extra piece that gets you to, holding Lombardi, if you can get the right one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's a big part of it. That's a big part. If you can get the right one, you don't have to get a whole bunch and just overspend and go crazy, because you already have your team in place. You think your team is in place, so just get the right one.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, I think with the way the game's changed, you almost have to, from a financial standpoint, you almost have to build through the draft.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
You have to be crafty, and that's what Brad Holmes is shown to do.
Yep.
Scott Harris is done a good job with the Tigers so far.
We're a little leery, but
I mean, it's coming along.
Yeah.
Iserman, people are saying a lot of stuff about Iserman, but I think Iserman's doing what he has to do.
I'm hanging in with Stevie Y.
I am
He's
too.
my guy.
Why not? Who else is out there?
Yeah, he's the captain.
And just because you bring in a GM that could be better than him doesn't mean that he's going to have the skills or the financial backing of the
Yeah.
team to make moves. That all boils down to the ownership
And
when it
here's-
comes to
yeah.
bringing high caliber
And here's
players
the thing,
here.
in my opinion, players play better. Sometimes you got to hold the players accountable too.
Sure.
The GM can put it all in place. You got to turn on the switch. So that's what separates. But yeah, find those gems, man, in the draft. Find them in the draft. I agree with you. I'm okay with that.
Speaking of the draft,
Yeah, it's coming up.
your guy Will Johnson.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing him slip down to the 20th spot?
Well,
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because
Beginning of the season, we thought he was going to be a top 10 pick, and now when I look through these mock drafts, which they're mock drafts,
Yeah.
You got him going like late 20s, which could be good for the Detroit Lions, but I don't think he'll be around at that time.
I think he's out in 10. I still think he's out in 10.
Okay.
I think it depends on team need. And I think what may, if anything has hurt him, he didn't play,
Right.
a lot at the end. He had the turf toe. That's kind of hard to come. I don't even think he.
Do you think it was more injuries, or you just think it was?
I think it was.
They really weren't playing for anything.
I think it was. He's not that type of kid. I think it was injuries. He didn't even compete. I mean, he didn't even
Practice.
the combine. He didn't participate in the combine.
Right.
He just showed up. So, and he showed up. He did the interview on Peacock or whatever it was, and he said, "I'm the best corner in the draft." I still believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly, and I think he'll still go 10. I think it's before 10, somewhere in 10. It depends. I don't think this draft is quarterback, heavy. People want a shutdown corner. I'm not saying Will's going to go in and shut down everybody, but he's shown himself as a shutdown corner, physical, big, speed, everything, the whole nine. I just think the lack of, maybe it drops or people are kind of, everybody wants a quarterback, everybody wants an edge rusher. But I still think he's top. I think he'll be in the top 10. I'm pretty certain on that. I think, again, it's team need. He won't be around 15, 20. I don't think so. Kids do good.
Well, you're watching the Cohen Bro Opinion Show right here on My Michigan TV, YouTube, Facebook, and beyond. We like to say that a lot, just so you know where to find us. You can find us on your favorite podcasting platform.
Yeah.
Cohen Bro Opinion Show.
Bro Opinion Show. We're glad to be on our first. What have you been doing, man? Like we've been. I know we've been working. The Roar, the Lions. The Lions took a lot of our time up.
Yeah.
Reporting on that and that last debacle with the Redskins, and then they play the next week and they look terrible. So we've been working, and we've been talking about the Corn Bro. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a whole lot of stuff to talk about. A whole lot of stuff. 2025, we've seen a new president.
Well, we don't like to get political, but how do you think he's done so far? Let's see if we can get some irate viewers.
What is this, 40-some days?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely making changes. Not a lot of happy people, but I think in some respect, changes that have to be made. He's our president.
He's our president.
Whether you like him or not.
Whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not.
He's a business guy. We know that.
Power, business, money.
And I know people have a hard time with these tariffs and different things like that, but why does the United States always seem to have to get screwed? Which is why I think he decided to put these tariffs on. Why do we always have to be the one, when it comes to, we got to pay out. It's always on us.
It's always on us. We always got to pay out. Things, and it's showing. The prices are showing.
Yeah.
The price is showing. $7 is all I can afford for gas. That's 2 gallons.
Hey, for a guy that drives all day like I do, I mean, it's like, it's crazy.
So, but what about the
And that's the problem. All these prices, food's going up, but wages technically aren't going up. And you really can't overprice yourself because all these companies are going to go with what they can get for the least money.
For the least money. So I can't. The reason why I'm not going to get into this a whole lot because I hear Musk is making $2,000 a day just off his government $2 million a day off his government contracts or whatever it is. I see Canada wants to shut our lights out. Michigan, Wisconsin, and New York. I don't even know. I haven't really
Which
gone
begs
in
a
depth.
question: why are we getting our electricity from Canada?
See, I thought I was a pretty smart. I'm not that smart.
I never knew that.
I'm not that smart.
I never knew that.
I'm not that smart.
Did you know that?
No. It's a lot of stuff I didn't know.
It can't be all of our electricity.
Again, I thought it was all DTE and Michigan.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
So the one thing, what about this? So the one thing he's got to do, okay, so he's a felon, right? So whatever.
Sure.
He's got to change something in regards to felons getting jobs.
Okay.
Can we do that? Isn't that kind of, felony, you got a felony on your record, you can't, it's hard to get, work. It's hard to get higher places. It's not hard to get, president.
Unless you're going to, unless you become a minister. Well, we won't go into that, will it? We won't jump into that.
Yeah, you can't get into that. I'm not going to.
Yeah. Listen, I agree with you. I mean, I think there's a lot of changes that need to take place in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Things have got to make sense. And honestly, over the past few years, things haven't made sense.
And in all seriousness, I think that's it. Just if you're gonna just come in and bully it, just help us out a little bit. Make it make a little bit of sense. That's the thing. Make it make sense. Because you have a lot of smart people that says some of the stuff doesn't make sense. But I guess I'm going to have to, and I'm feeling like a lot of times you don't really feel the effects, but you feel them now. Like usually local government is your thing that kind of,
right.
The United States, the president, it's always going to be like, it was a little bit of a struggle with Obama in office. Not everybody's going to, I like Obama, but it was, not everything is politics. It's a dirty business. But make it make a little bit of sense. Don't just say it is what it is and tell me just go away. Because the bad thing about it is we got to participate in life, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, when you look at the getting a grip on the borders, you have to.
Yeah,
you have to. That's something you have to do.
Yeah.
It's not something that you could just let anybody in here.
Yeah.
I mean, we have. I was talking to Charlie.
They don't let us anywhere.
No, that's what I'm saying. I talked to Charlie about this a long time ago. I found it, amazing that, you have all these South American people coming in here, and there's gangs, and they're robbing these high-end houses.
Yeah.
And Charlie, who's got an ear to all this, he said they're immigrants in these gangs. There's about 200 of these gangs throughout the United States.
Okay.
And so and then you heard of, the stuff going on in Colorado with these gangs, taking over apartment complexes and stuff like that. This stuff, when you look at it, this stuff you have to get a grip. Now, is there people that deserve to come to this country? Yeah. If you do it the right way.
Yeah. Everything it's got to be processes.
Yeah.
It's got to be systems. It's got to be a check. It's got to be a balance. It's got to be, I hear you.
And I'm not saying that we should lock the borders down, nobody should come in. This country was built on people coming in from other countries.
Yeah.
And, I just feel like you have to make things safer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you do. You have to make things safer because things are out of control. Like, people are walking up just, it's crazy. I think the president, I think he needs to get away a little bit from more shock and awe, and this is what it is. And just like I said, just everything is, just explain it, help it make sense to folks. I think that's kind of the frustration. People just, you walk in and you start firing government folks right off the bat.
Do you think we come to a point in this country that we're so divided that nobody wants to see each other's side of the fence? So to speak?
Oh yeah. It's a total divide, and it won't change. It can't. Too many people have their own ideas about things. It'll never change. Never. It'll never change. Trying to change racism forever. It won't. It won't change. It is what it is. We just got to stomp through life and do what we can do and help people and help ourselves and make things better. We can only control our little, and we can't even control that. We can only control what we put on in the morning. We can't control nothing. So the only thing we can do is pray for our leaders.
Yeah.
And hopefully,
Well, the only thing we can do is pay $8 a carton of eggs. Let me just tell you something. I was in Bush's the other day, and they could buy eggs individually now. I didn't know that. I've never seen that in my life.
What are these, cigarettes?
Right. It's gotten to the point. What do they call those, Lucy's?
Loose eggs. So
those American Choices, or whatever those are, Great Americas, whatever. It's crazy.
Well, next is going to be buy a slice of bread for one.
Well, that's what I it's like it's like I get into it with my wife. Oh, you're so horrible shopping. Well, guess what? Everything is $10.
Everything.
Everything is
$10 and
$10.
up. Everything starts at 10.
And to be honest with you, you could go to Walmart, maybe save some money,
Yeah.
but when it all boils down to, by the time you leave Walmart, you're spending $200.
Spend $200.
Easy.
Might as well go to
because
McDonald's.
they get you to, what do they have over here for this? What do
Yep.
they have over there for
Yep.
that?
The
And
grocery
especially
store
if
is
you
a
bring the grandkids along.
Yeah, the grocery
because
store is a
you
total
got to go
trap.
down the toy aisle.
Yeah. The grocery store is a total trap.
Yeah.
It's a total trap. It's a trap.
And I'm just going to say this. I've been to a million different grocery stores. The produce sucks.
Stinks.
All around.
It stinks.
Everything sucks.
It stinks.
I mean, it does.
It's gotten so bad where I have to buy
Tasteless
I think
apples.
I think I got sick because these muffins I like, they're on sale for like $1. They had the reduced price sticker on them for $1.39. Old muffins. That's where it's gotten to. That's what it's gotten to. Old muffins, old food, brown meat. I don't even buy meat anymore. It's brown. Can't afford to. Can't afford to.
I mean,
afford it.
every time you go to the store, you're spending. Can you ever get out of the store with at least
No.
spending less than $20?
No.
Gas is high.
Everything's
food's
high. Food's high up.
I like to see, because when you look at it, wages aren't going to go up
No.
to compensate for all this
No.
at all.
No.
So something's got to be done.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not.
What else you got?
I was looking at, well, March Madness is coming up, but that's a whole nother. That's dead too. The only time we watch that is because now, like, there's no celebrity coaches, and that's college basketball is dead too. No stars. But I was looking. I was appalled. I was looking at the kid who killed the United Healthcare guy,
Yeah.
the CEO, Luigi
Yeah.
Muggiano, or whatever his name is. He was a handsome kid. Girls like him. People are applauding him for this. People are sending him money. People are cheering for him. This is the world that we live in now. So now, I watched the Today Show in the news. I watch that every morning, and apparently there was a little, and I don't know this. I don't know because I wasn't there. Apparently there was some scheming and scamming with some of the executives at United Healthcare.
Which,
That's nothing new
right.
for a big insurance company. I'm not saying the CEO. They mentioned him and another executive possibly.
Right.
But I'm willing to bet Luigi didn't know this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of these healthcare companies, they don't give you enough time to get you or your loved one to recover if you have to go into a skilled nursing home or a hospital. They give you these days. They're called managed cares. So they manage your care, basically. That's what they do. They give you a certain amount of days to do it. And people feel cheated, from these companies because they make
Absolutely.
trillions of dollars. But this is appalling. And this isn't the right way. It'll never change. Because, and I'm not saying the CEO, this guy was, I don't know. But this happens, this is corrupt. This is what,
Sure.
when you can get your hands on money like this and you're the top guy, it happens all the time. Locally, insurance companies, Wall Street, whatever, it always happens. This ain't the way to go about it.
No.
And people applaud. Like I'm thinking, I'm listening to these folks.
But to piggyback on that, there's a lot of these now that they have these shows with like the Menendez brothers, and you got a lot of these young millennials that don't know the backstory.
Don't know the
but they
backstory.
see, two good-looking dudes,
Yeah.
and they get all of a sudden they start getting popular, and then all these people that it's kind of like like you almost could see the Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
The women loved him.
Yep.
He was handsome guy. But you're seeing that, and these people don't know the backstories of this stuff and just how diabolical these people were.
Yeah.
Especially with the Menendez issues.
Yeah.
And with them being convicted.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they were trying to get a new trial for them. After all these years.
Yeah.
It's just people forget about, these people that really, like even with the Dahmer thing, the Dahmer popularity kind of rose back up again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, and here's a guy that ate people.
8 people. Yeah.
I mean, what is it with society now that people they're worshiping these people that maniacs, utter incomplete
sociopaths.
Maniacs. Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting ready for work and I saw they did a thing on him. He's at the beach.
Yeah.
And he's handsome and
I had heard on another podcast that there's actually people that follow him around to his different court things.
Yep.
Like,
really?
what do you tell mom and dad?
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing today? Oh, I'm going down to see this guy that killed the CEO
of
guy.
United Healthcare.
Yeah, I want to give him my support down at the courthouse.
Shot him in the back of the head. That's real tough. That's real. You're just gonna ambush the guy, and people applaud it. There's no excuse for killing anybody. Like I said, this ain't gonna make it. This ain't gonna make things better. There'll be another insurance company. It might come up to Humana's next. Some CEO that.
Sure.
This doesn't. It's got to be a different way than this. But nobody wants to take the time to do. Everything is just so lawless and so hot and ready and so. Just kill him. Oh yeah, he didn't give my mom health care. Okay. Really? But yeah, this is what it is.
I mean, we've come to that point in society where it's like people don't. We've skewed right and wrong.
Yeah, we let it go.
There's a huge gray area.
Yeah, you just let it go.
In everything.
You just let it go. You just let it go. You just let it go, and then people blame. Stop blaming mental so loosely. Stop using that so loosely. It's so funny. I was watching a show and they said the guy was, mental. His capacity mental was off balance, and he killed this guy for, Roku and computers and things like that. Are you so mentally imbalanced and chemically imbalanced that you're hiding? You're on the run. So if that's the case. I kill. Turn yourself in. Like. So why are you hiding it? Why, if it's you know what I'm saying? If it's a wrong thing, you obviously know this is wrong.
Sure.
But you're blaming it on mental capacity, and you're hiding.
Yeah.
So you're smart enough to hide from the police and run, but you didn't know what was going on when you were bludgeoning the person 60 times. So it's just, I don't know. I'm just looking. I was like, I'm getting a shot. I'm like, they're applauding this guy for shooting someone in the back of the head? You couldn't walk up to him and talk to him? You got to shoot him in the back of the head? What did it solve? What did it do?
Yeah.
It didn't change the policies. It's crazy. I don't know, man.
Well, we've seen the ball rolling now for years, decades.
Yeah.
And, it's just so funny to me when you sit back and you hear about all these things that happened, even when we were kids, that it was something totally different. Now that these files are getting released.
Yeah.
And different things. And we could go into that
that's
another
what
time.
yeah.
But listen, you always like to do a get it off your chest.
We do. So
do you have one today?
No, we're going to change. That's what I was going to say. I think we should change. I'm going to get it off my chest, but it's going to be more opinion based.
Okay.
So we're going to start that next week.
Okay.
That's going to be in our program next week. We're going to add a little flavor to it. Also, with we're going to have guests, like you said.
Yes.
We're going to have some pretty smart people, some innovative people. And, yeah, we're going to add a couple of new segments to the show. And one of them is going to be, my opinion, because this is the Cole and Bro Opinion Show, of what I think should happen, what will happen, and what's probably going to happen. So stay tuned for that. We'll get into that next week.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, listen, we'd like to thank everybody that came on and watched us tonight and watched us throughout the week. We'll be on each and every week, along with the Roar Live Tiger Edition.
Yes.
And
we're working, folks.
yeah, we like to talk about everything here on the Cohen Bro Opinion Show, and we look forward to the different things we have in store for you.
Yeah.
And
We're excited.
We want to hear your opinions and comments. You can reach us at cobropodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find us on your favorite podcasting platform. We have a lot of older shows on there, a lot of best of shows
Yep.
to get you acquainted more with us. Spotify, iHeart, Apple, all that good stuff.
Yep.
And, of course, we want to thank Dave Scott and our producer,
Shout out to
Jared,
Dave, producer Jared.
who
Thanks, Jared. Jared's
he's
great.
done a great job. He's worked with us on the Roar Live.
Yep.
And A-class,
Yep.
A1.
A1, top notch.
We love him.
Yep.
And of course, our guy Dave Scott for letting us come in here and doing our show and bringing you Detroit's best talk variety, and of course,
So
Tiger baseball.
So
and
every Thursday.
Lion football.
So they can catch us Thursday, right? Every Thursday.
Thursdays.
All right.
That's when you catch us.
Catch us, folks.
Of course, you can catch us on the replay anytime on the My Michigan TV app and, of course, the YouTube channels. So we will bid you adieu this week here on the Co and Bro Opinion Show. We'll see you next time.
Stay tuned.